Hello, gorgeous. Depending on where you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day or a good evening so far. Welcome to my tarot pick a card. I'm just going to go ahead and dive right in so we don't take up too much of your time. If you chose card 1, you chose the Page of Value. Now, right away, my knee-jerk reaction, as far as messages are concerned, is to tell you that not only is the success that you're seeking, whatever that endeavor, whatever aspect of life that pertains to, the success that you're seeking is going to arrive. The issue, though, is an inability to dissociate between fantasy and reality. A lot of times, if you're, really excited about something, if you're really focused on something, the focus is good, the excitement is good. But if you get, too excited, sometimes you tend to sort of overblow things, or things tend to just get, a little too big for reality. All of a sudden the goals are sort of impossible, or just not really practical on your path to success. Again, whatever aspect of life this pertains to. But being pentacles, it's definitely an aspect of, the material world, material wealth. So what I would say here is there's a real need, in terms of messages, there's a real need for you to maintain the focus, maintain the excitement surrounding whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. But make sure that all the goals that you're setting for yourself are realistic. And I say that, no judgment, I say that because this card is an indicator, oftentimes, my feeling anyway, this card is an indicator of the chance at real generational wealth. So it's a good card to receive, so good on you. At the same time, though, with this opportunity, with this success that's coming, you need to make sure that you shore up and sort of guarantee for yourself the best possible outcome, the most possible benefit. And when we're talking generational wealth, I don't know if you already have that or you would be the first, but this is definitely a sign, an indicator that this is on the horizon and you are at the forefront of it. So this is definitely a situation where you should fixate and focus, but just make super sure that what you are fixated and focused on is based more in reality than just fantasy. It's nice to fantasize, it's nice to daydream, it's nice to, sort of play the what if game. But the problem with that sort of line of thinking is if it gets too overblown, you're left with no real course of action. You've wasted your time, and now you're not, you don't really have like a plan of action. You don't really have a strategy. And that's what the message really is about here, is if there is something that you are going for, or that you are taking an interest in, something that you're getting focused on, something that's capturing your attention, something that has, caught your eye, there's definitely a situation where you need to then take it seriously. Because the potential of that, whatever that is, whatever aspect of life, whatever that endeavor or goal or path that you're on, that you're trying to get through, you need to get serious about it, because success is definitely along this road for you. But you need to make sure that you don't sort of take it for granted. I said at the beginning, if the success comes, don't take that as a surefire thing, because this is always, time is fluid. This is all about pathways and decisions and processes and choices. You can choose to take that sort of information for granted and make several missteps. I don't want that for you. So again, my message is to maintain the focus, maintain the excitement on whatever it is that you're trying to get to. But from a financial sort of aspect, there's an opportunity for real generational wealth and growth and overall betterment of circumstances. So get serious about it. Give it a real go, because this is indicating that you can really have it, but you gotta want it. So that is card 1, just a slight message there for you. Let's move on. If you chose card 2, let's see here. Okay, if you chose card 2, you chose the Fool. So it's a really good card to get. The Fool, for me, is always heavily rooted in optimism. Is really about being excited and optimistic about the future, but having no clue what the future actually entails. That's sort of part of the process. It's part of the grand surprise. And to embrace it is to enjoy the ride that much more. Oftentimes, a lot of people, whether it's, self-sabotage or, just fear in general, a lot of people will restrict themselves, deny themselves, suppress themselves, repress themselves, and that oftentimes stunts their ability to transform and grow, and go down the path towards, enlightenment and fulfillment and that sort of pursuit of happiness. But when the Fool arrives, so if you chose card 2, when the Fool arrives, one of the main messages is that, we all have to move forward, and because of that, you should walk forward with confidence. Confidence in knowing that the universe, for the most part, has a way of sort of working things out. So, we don't really decide that cosmically, but there are, decisions in your life, there are decisions and consequences in your life that you are responsible for, that you take part in, that you yourself have control over. And when you have that Fool, that's why it's about embracing the unknown and walking forward, because, you don't really know what's on the other side, but you should want to get there. Because what you're trying to accomplish along that path is happiness, is enlightenment, is overall betterment, whatever aspect this pertains to in your life, whatever circumstance you find yourself in. That's definitely the message that I'm getting here for you, is to see to it that you don't, it's sort of like keep the faith. Don't lose faith in yourself. Don't let whatever knocks or challenges that sort of come your way stop you from continuing on with confidence. There's a certain, a lot of people will always say the Fool is very naive, and that is true to a certain extent. But there's also a lot of courage that comes with the Fool, to embark into the unknown and to embrace it as it comes, whatever the it might be. So I see a little bit of courage that is required maybe to get you over that sort of little molehill. You're finding yourself in a situation where fear, anything that has really sort of held you back, any struggles and stress and strife and strain that might have held you back or is still currently holding you back, these are things that will eventually subside, alleviate, fall by the wayside, because again, time is fluid and we all do have to walk forward. So I feel like at the end of the day, just be okay with not knowing or having control over all finalities of life. Okay, that's job, that's relationships, that's all of it. That includes personal relationship with self, by the way. So, just don't let any past, that's what I'm getting here. Don't let any past transgressions keep you from really sort of attaining what you want. It's really a matter of not allowing yourself, or rather not giving space for the kind of scrutiny that on a day-to-day basis we're used to giving ourselves. The Fool ain't about that. The Fool ain't about any of that bullshit. The Fool is about saying and straight up continuing on, because that's what you got to do. That's why, you know, when you get to the end, you always come back around to the Fool. It's a begin again kind of card. I feel like you need to trust in yourself more and listen to outside bullshit less. Ultimately, you're going to know what makes you happy, and that's the courage. There are always risks, obviously, with the Fool involved. There are always risks. There are risks in life on a day-to-day basis. But you know, you gotta take those risks if you want to get the rewards, and that's what this is about. So, you know, don't let fear rule you. Listen to your heart more. So if you chose card 3, you chose the Lovers reversed. Okay. So there's definitely an imbalance. Something is askew. Now, obviously, being the Lovers card, we are more than likely talking about relationships. Now, this could be a relationship, friendship. It doesn't have to be necessarily of a sexual nature. It could also be a relationship with self if you are single and this is just sort of like an internalized problem. The issue that I'm seeing with the Lovers reversed, though, is more so, it's a little from column A, a little from column B. Now, if you're single, this is an internalized problem, but the issue is you are not taking full accountability of whatever situation or past circumstances or events. I feel like you're not remembering it right, or you're just not wanting to admit your part in it. Because a lot of times with the Lovers reversed, it either shows a decision being made incorrectly because it's sort of like heat of the moment, or it's a decision having already been made, again, heat of the moment, but it was a dick move. You know, it wasn't a good decision. A lot of times, if it's just like a relationship reading for the Lovers reversed, then you have situations like infidelity and stuff. Now, that's not necessarily what I'm getting here, and this is just a general read, so it's not necessarily to that extent with infidelity. Like I said, this is more the feeling of internalized. If you are with someone, that's why I said a little from column A, a little from column B. If you are with someone, there's this internalized conflict that's going on, but also there could be either as a result of this relationship or as a result of your own internalized conflict, it's having an impact on your relationships as well. But that's what that imbalance is. There's this sort of emotional touch and go. It's not very stable at the moment, and I feel like that's causing it's causing a problem. And okay, now again, no judgment. This is a safe space. I don't know who you are as a person, but I have to ask, because the thing that's standing out here, and again, no judgment, but what did you do? I know, oh God, see, I even feel bad saying it, but what did you do? Whether this is involving someone else in a relationship or something that you're doing to yourself, what did you do? Because there is something that you're not getting over, and like I said before, something that you're not necessarily admitting to yourself. Like, you're not taking full accountability for something. And I want to say denial, and it's just a vibe. Just staring at this beautiful card. I want to say denial. I want to say this is literally you're sort of resisting the truth of the situation. And maybe that's just because you feel bad. Like, I feel like there's like a guilty conscience aspect of this as well. Did you pull a dick move? I'm still your friend, don't worry. Focus on the harmony that you want, but acknowledge that whatever discord or strain or tension that's occurring, understand that, acknowledge it and understand that, you know, there's this element of vulnerability that enters your atmosphere. You need to process some shit and then move on. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have a question for me, feel free to drop it in the comments and I will see if I can answer it for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If it resonated, let me know. If not, let it go. Comment, like, share, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.